So this is nothing more than the same way you project. Instead of like trying to push him, we project through his arm and through his center. Well, his mass is offering some kind of yang energy that allows me to push it, okay? Which is why if he takes away his structure, right, and I go to do that same thing, there's no effect on his posture. Which is why as he goes to do that, right, you have to refine his center. So these are all skill problems we've been working, right? Okay. So what we want to understand now is yin and yang are relative. There is no yin innately. Do you got that? There's no innate yin. So when he comes in, if I offer more yang energy, then he's actually yin. Do you get that? Okay, I need to keep him yang. So the way that I do that is I will release me more. I release more, okay? So let's say he's barely pushing. I just have to release even more than he is. You see, every time. And then you see? I can still find the mass enough to manipulate his posture. Got it? Okay. So as he goes to push, I don't do it externally. I do it internally, release. And now his yang, not just in terms of his physique, but his yang projecting energy is now manipulable by me. Okay? So as I go here, I'm now not aiming his body, but aiming that force line. Do you understand? So as opposed to, I'm going to take his hand and pull his hand down. So I immediately go yin and I have it. Yin and I have it. Yin psychologically, emotionally. I'm not turning his wrist. His wrist may turn. His hand may lower. But I'm not doing that. Okay? So for example, here's one where I'm pushing his hand. And it might look to you like my hand was connected, but what I'm telling you is I'm not pushing his arm. I am redirecting his force and just allowing my hand to stay connected to his. You see that? Same thing when I do, if his wrist turns, it's not that I'm turning his wrist. His wrist is just the energy's going that way, right? And I'm just staying connected with it. When you feel the mass, the beginner tendency is to now push, okay? But if you push on it, right? Now you're not yin to him, and now he's not yang to you, and you can't push. You're not pushing back on him. You're not pushing back on that energy. So once you feel his yin, don't start going yeah, because it's not it. So boom, stay yin.